Hello everyone. Welcome to Study Online and welcome to Python Weekend Batch. Today happens to be the day 3 of Python Weekend Batch. Let me just share you the screen. Please do respond if you're able to see the screen or not. I want you to respond in the chat box. If you're able to see my screen, just tell me yes. Okay, great. Let me just do one thing. Let me just open the notes, whatever I have thought. Guys, if you're attending as a new class, fine. Already this particular weekend batch got started last week and already 2 days so got over. I think day 1 and day 2 recorded content as well as the notes is available in our Telegram group, if I'm not wrong. Correct, right? Okay, great. Next, let me just quickly recap whatever I have done in the day 1 and day 2. I would like to open another folder that is, file that is topics. Let me just open day 1. Okay, please be very quick in telling the answer. What I have thought in the day 1. That means, okay guys, in future, whenever I want to revise this, whenever you want to revise the content, it will be very useful for you. Please tell me, what is the first thing that I have thought? Don't you think when it comes to Python, I have just given the introduction to Python? Yes or no? If I'm not wrong, please do correct me. I have given you the introduction to Python. Introduction to Python. And I have just told you the rank of Python. Please tell me, if you remember, what is the rank of Python? What is the rank of Python? It's the first rank. Okay, very good. After introduction to Python, what is the next topic that I have taught? I think I have just taught you the applications of Python. Applications of Python. After applications of Python, I have just taught you the next topic, that is history of Python. Okay, please do respond. Who invented Python? I want each one of you to tell the answer in the chat box. Please do respond in the chat box. Type his name. Who invented Python? Okay, very good. Guido van Rossum invented Python. Okay, officially when he invented Python, that also you should tell. Officially when he invented Python. Okay, very good. Don't you think he invented Python in the year 1989? 1989. Please tell me officially when Python was released to the market. Officially when Python was released to the market. Very good. 1991 February 20th. Okay. Next, I think I have just taught you the topic, that is printing the hello world in C, Java, Python is what I have taught. Afterwards, I think printing welcome to Study Online 500 times. 500 times using Java and Python is what I have taught. Next, swapping of two numbers when it comes to Java and Python is what I have taught. Okay. Next, I have just taught you the history of machine level language and assembly level language as well as high level language. Afterwards, I have just taught you the technical terms. What do you mean by assembler? What do you mean by assembler? And what do you mean by compiler is what I have taught in the day 1. Please do respond. This is what you have learned in day 1. Yes or no? This is what you have learned in day 1. And next, when it comes to day 2, please do let me know what is the topic that you have learned. First topic. No, I'll not open the notes. Just tell me the first topic. Let's see how many of them will remember and tell me the answer. What is the first topic? Very good. Conversion of what? High level language into what? Machine level language code. Please tell me, whenever you want to convert a high level language code into machine level language code, how many approaches are there? That means how many ways are there? How many approach or how many ways are there? Very good. Don't you think there are two ways? There are two ways. First, tell me what you have learned. Don't you think you have learned? What do you mean by compiler? Again, you have learned what do you mean by compiler. Next, you have learned something called as what? Interpreter. You have learned something called as what? Interpreter. That means how the compilation will happen, all those things you have learned, and how the interpretation will happen is also you have learned. Next, one very important question is what you have learned. Please tell me, in the interview, if they're asking, is Python a compiled or interpreted programming language? What will be your answer? If you would have attended day 2 session, please tell me what will be your answer. Is Python a compiled or interpreted programming language? What will be your answer? Very good. Python is both compiled and interpreted. And if they're asking you to explain, you should be in a position to explain why Python is compiled and interpreted programming language. Now tell me, when compared to C and Python, which is relatively slow? When compared to C and Python, which is relatively slow? Very good. Python is relatively slow. Why? I think already I have discussed in the day two. Afterwards, I have just taught you one topic called as evolution of high-level programming language. Evolution of high-level programming language. Please tell me when it comes to evolution of high-level programming language. First, what is the approach that they used to write the code? That means in which approach they used to write the code? Please do respond. In which structure? That means in which manner? Don't you think unstructured manner? I can just unstructured programming language. Unstructured programming language. Next, what about the next one? Please do respond. After unstructured, what is the next style of writing the code? Very good. It is structured programming language. Structured programming language. Afterwards, please tell me what is the last approach. I think I have just discussed. Please do respond. What is the last approach? Okay, very good. The last approach happens to what? Object oriented programming language. That is what the style of writing the code. And please tell me something I have discussed in day two. What is it I have told? In the diagram, if you observe carefully, clearly I have told C++ is the famous object-oriented programming language at that point of time. And what was the disadvantage associated with C++ at that point of time? Please do respond. What was the disadvantage associated with C++? As I want you to respond. No, I'm just asking. No, I don't know why some of them are telling privacy access fair. No, forget about that. When it comes to object-oriented approach, C++ was the famous object-oriented programming language at that point of time. But nowadays, I think many of them are not using C++. Many of them would have shifted to Java, Python, all those things. Please tell me why. I think in the diagram I have written what is the disadvantage of C++ at that point of time. If you would have attended previous session, easily you can tell the answer. What is that? Very good. Don't you think I have just told it is platform dependent? It is platform dependent. That means C++ is the best example for platform dependent. Next, that means I have to teach you the topic called as platform dependent. And next, I have to teach you the topic called as platform independent. Is that clear? I have to teach you what is the meaning of platform dependent. And I have to teach you the topic called as platform independent. Is that clear? Please do respond. Now, please tell me the best example for platform dependent. The best example for platform dependent. What is the example? I hope easily you can tell the answer. Please do respond. In the previous session, I have told what is the example for platform dependent? C++. Okay, great. Which is the best example for a platform independent? Platform independent. In the interview, if they're asking the example for platform independent, which is the example? You can just tell Python, and you can just tell Java. Like this, plenty of examples will come. No, simply if I tell C++ is platform dependent, Python and Java are platform independent, will you understand anything? Please do respond. Will you understand anything? Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no? 100% no. That means, don't you think I have to give you the complete clarity about what is platform dependent, what is platform independent? That's the reason I'm going to write the diagram number 1 when it comes to platform dependent, and I'm going to write diagram number 2 when it comes to platform independent. Guys, the next 10 minutes you have to observe very clearly to get the clarity, like what is platform dependent and what is platform independent. Is that clear? I'll just do one thing. I'll just share you the screen. Let me just clear all the drawings. I'm going to tell the heading happens to be platform dependent. Is that fine? The heading happens to what? Platform dependent. I want each one of you to observe properly and understand this particular topic very clearly. Okay. As a developer, yes, everyone, please observe properly. Please don't have any sort of distraction for next 10 minutes. I'll be telling you what is platform dependent and what is platform independent. Is that clear? Okay. Assume this happens to be the developer. I can just tell this happens to be the developer. I will tell developer. Okay. Now, please tell me, as a developer, don't you think you'll be interacting with the computer? Yes or no? As a developer, 100% you have to interact with the computer. Correct, right? Assume this happens to be the computer number one. I'll just consider this happens to be the computer number one. Next, I want you to understand, guys. This happens to be the computer number two. I will tell. This happens to be the computer number two. Next, this happens to be the computer number three. I will tell. Next, this happens to be the computer number four. Like these four computers are there. Assume that as a developer, initially, maybe this is computer number one. I'll just tell this happens to be computer number one. Computer number one. Let me just change the color. Okay. Copy this. Let me just paste it here. Computer number two, I will tell. Next, this happens to be the computer number three, I will tell. Next, this happens to be computer number four. Okay. Keep on observing. Don't get distracted. If you consider a computer, fine. If you consider a computer, don't you think it's a combination of hardware and software? Yes or no? Basically, if you want to define computer is a combination of hardware and software. Correct, right? When it comes to hardware, please do let me know. What are the main components that will come into picture when it comes to hardware? What are the main components that will come into picture? 100% microprocessor, very good. One of your friend told the right answer. Microprocessor will come into picture next. After microprocessor, I think RAM will come into picture. RAM will come into picture. Correct, right? Okay. Like there's plenty of what I can tell. Hardware devices will come into picture. I can just tell this happens to be the RAM. I will tell. This is the RAM. Okay. Now, like that, don't you think there will be a software? Yes, right now you can tell hard disk, HDD, or there is hard disk drive or SSD. Like this, you can just keep on telling fine. But the majority fine, I'll just tell RAM, microprocessor. What is required for me to explain is what I'll be writing. When it comes to software, don't you think operating system is very important? Operating system is very important. Like how microprocessor plays a vital role when it comes to hardware. When it comes to software, operating process is very important. Yes or no? When it comes to software part, I'll just tell this happens to be the software part. Now tell me, plenty of operating system you have seen and you people will be using. Please name one operating system. Anyone, you just name the operating system. Can I take Windows operating system? Can I take Windows operating system? Okay, I'll just tell this happens to be the Windows operating system. I'll just consider this is Windows operating system. Windows operating system. And when it comes to hardware device, 100%, which is the hardware device. See here, microprocessor will be used as an hardware device. That's what I'm just writing. Simply, I'm just writing. Just for the explanation purpose, I'm just writing. That's it. Hardware is microprocessor. Software is what? Windows operating system. Ultimately, from this microprocessor, if you want to get the output, please tell me. Please think and answer. No one I'm telling you, think and answer. What should be there within this RAM? What kind of language code should be there? Why? Because internally RAM and a microprocessor are interconnected. Now tell me, what kind of language should be there here? Guys, if you would attended the previous session, please do tell me the answer. Machine level language. Why? Because microprocessor will understand only machine level language. That means I'll just tell 1010, 0011, 0101. Next, at last 0010. Simply I have just written some data. That's it. That means if the machine level language code is available, easily we can provide this machine level language code to the microprocessor and we can just get the output. That is how the things will work. Correct, right? Now tell me, whenever you want to generate the machine level language code, assume that this happens to be the source code that we'll be writing. I'll just consider this happens to be the high level language code. I can just tell you have written some piece of code here. Observe properly. I'll just tell 3 lines of code is what I have written. These 3 lines of code, technically I can just call it as high level language. I can just call it as what? High level language. Now tell me this high level language code, or I can just call it as it's a high level language code, or some of them will be calling it as source code. You can just call it as source code. No issues. Sir, in which programming language they have written, sir? In C++ they have written. In which programming language? Using C++. Assume that using C++ they would have written the code. Is that clear? if they have written the code using C++, think and answer. This high level language code should be converted into machine level language code. Will you agree with my point? Yes, please do respond. This high level language code should be converted into machine level language code. 100% should be converted. Okay, sir. How this particular high level language will be converted into machine level language? If you ask me, one software will come into picture. Sir, what is the name of the software, sir? The name of the software happens to be C++. C++ compiler. What is the name of the software? Please do respond, guys. What is the name of the software? I want you to respond. What is the name of the software? Very good. C++ compiler. Is that clear? Okay. Next. After converting the high level language code into machine level language code, think and answer. Which software will come into picture? Why? Because already I have taught you in the previous session. Maybe. Fine. Which software will come into picture? In order to convert, that means in order to load this machine level language code onto the RAM, which software will come into picture? I think in the previous session I have told that. Please do respond. Which software will come into picture? Very good. Loader. Now please do respond. How many of them were able to understand this computer number one architecture? That means whatever the diagram that I have written for computer number one, how many of them were able to understand? Yes, please do respond. How many of them were able to understand? Yes or no? That's it. Only the architecture of computer number one. That's it. Okay, great. That means it is pretty simple. If you have written the C++ code, that means the high level language code, that means whatever the source code that you'll be calling, that source code will be taken by the C++ compiler. That C++ compiler will convert the given high level language code into machine level language code. Later, that machine level language code will be loaded on the RAM using which software? Loader software. Next, that machine level language code will be going to microprocessor. Through the microprocessor, will be getting the output. Now, my question is very simple. Don't you think this machine level language code will be called in another name? What is the name for machine level language code? I think you people are aware of that. What is the one more name for machine level language code? Very good. Binary code. Binary code. Correct, right? Binary code. That means zeros and ones. That's it. Now, I want you to observe. In this computer two, one operating system is there. That means different operating system. In computer number 3, one operating system is there. Similarly, when it comes to computer number 4, I'll just tell this happens to be the. I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it here. Okay, see here. Let me just write like this. I'll be using a different color. Okay, a blue color is what I'll be using so that people will not be getting confused. Okay, see here, software, the operating system, same Windows operating system. But when it comes to computer number 3, I will not be using Windows operating system. Rather, I'll be using Unix operating system. Next, when it comes to computer number 2, I'll not be using Unix operating system, or I'll not be using a Windows operating system. I'll be using Macintosh, that is Mac operating system. Is that fine? This happens to be the Mac operating system, and this one happens to be Unix operating system. This one happens to be the Unix operating system. Now, I want you to observe properly and tell me the answer. As a developer, I have written the code in how many computer? You should tell the answer. As a developer, I have written the code in how many computer? Only one computer. Computer number 1, I have written the code. That means, observe. If I provide, I want you to observe, guys. This particular binary code. If I provide this binary code to this computer number 2, what will happen? 100% this computer number 2 will be having the machine level language code. Can I write MLL? Same thing. If I give this binary code, to this particular computer number 3, 100% computer number 3 will also be having the machine level language code. Same thing. If I give the code to computer number 4, it will also be having the machine level language code. I will just tell this happens to be the machine level language code. This also happens to be the machine level language code. I will tell this MLL. Now I want you to observe. Internally, machine level language code will be converted from the loader. Next, loader will convert and loader. It will load it on the RAM. RAM will give it to microprocessor. That is fine. But now my question is very simple. Do you think this is the microprocessor? This is the microprocessor, and this is the microprocessor. I'll just tell this is microprocessor. That is MUP. I will tell. Let me just use different color. Okay, this is microprocessor, and this one happens to be a microprocessor. Please think and answer. Do you think the binary code, whatever it is there, it will be converted, or can I use this machine level language code for this microprocessor? How many of them will tell yes? Can I use that machine level language code to this microprocessor? Yes or no? That's it. I can use. Okay, fine. Okay. What about here? Can I use this machine level language code to this microprocessor? Okay. Yes. What about here? Can I use this machine level language code to the microprocessor? Yes, I'm speaking about C++ when it got invented at that point of time. I'm not speaking right now what is the feature of C++. I'm just speaking the feature of C++ a back ago. That means long back ago. Okay. Okay. Observe properly. What will happen if you ask me? When it comes to machine level language code, when it comes to machine level language code, I will tell machine level language code is platform dependent. Platform dependent. That means in whichever the operating system, it got compiled and generated to machine level language code for the same operating system, it will work. For the same operating system, it will work. That means machine level language code is what? Platform dependent. That means if you are passing the machine level language code, don't you think this machine level language code got obtained using Windows operating system? That means it got generated using the Windows operating system. Will you agree with my point? Please do respond. Will you agree with my point? That means, guys, please do respond in the chat box. I want you to respond. If you don't respond, 100% will not understand. Please be very quick. Okay, great. That means this particular machine level language code got generated from Windows operating system. That means it will only work in Windows operating system. Sir, what about Macintosh, sir? And what about this Unix, sir? 100% it will not work. That means you'll not be getting the output here. You'll not be getting the output here. That means I'll just tell here there is no output. Here also there is no output. When it comes to here, 100% you will be getting the output. Is that clear? Here I'll just tell no output. I will tell no output. Next, here also I can tell no output. Here also I can tell no output. Here also I can just tell no output. Next, at last, I'll be getting the output. I'll be getting the output. Why? Because operating system matched. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? That means please tell me when it comes to C++, at that point of time when it got introduced, fine. C++ what? Platform dependent or independent? Please tell me. C++ was platform dependent or independent? Very good. Very good. Very good. C++ is also what? Platform dependent. Is that fine? C++ is what? Platform dependent. That means I can just tell this happens to be the C++. It is platform dependent. That means in whichever the platform you create the machine level language code or you execute in the same operating system only, you should be executing. If not, mismatch will happen. I'll not be giving the output. That's what it will tell. Is that clear, guys? That means if a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed in the if it is executed only in the same operating system, then it is referred as what? Platform dependent programming language. Once again, I will repeat. Observe. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed only in the same operating system, then it is referred as what? Platform dependent programming language. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? I want you to respond. Okay, now tell me, when it comes to platform, if someone is asking what is the meaning of platform, don't you think I can just tell platform means it's a combination of a software plus hardware? Yes or no? Platform is a combination of software plus hardware. When it comes to software, please tell me here in the example computer number 1, which is the software that I have used? Which is the software that I have used? Don't you think Windows operating system? Windows operating system, I can just have Windows. When it comes to hardware, don't you think microprocessor? It doesn't matter. Hardware doesn't matter. Software is what only matters. Is that clear for everyone? That means in the interview, if they're asking machine level language code is platform dependent or independent, what will be your answer? At least after me explaining like this, what will be your answer? Please do respond. Machine level language code is PD or what? Platform dependent. Very good. Platform dependent. Okay. Next, when it comes to C++, is that platform dependent or independent? Is that platform dependent or independent? Platform dependent. Is that clear? Please do take the screenshot of diagram number 1. Take the screenshot of diagram number 1. How many of them are able to understand completely the diagram? Please do respond. Are you able to understand, guys? Guys, when it comes to this scenario, you'll not be getting the output. Here also, you'll not be getting the output. When it comes to this scenario, you'll be getting the output. When it comes to this scenario, you'll be getting the output. Why? Because platform, match. That's the reason. Okay. Hope that you have taken the screenshot. Let me just share you the notes. There is day 3. After this diagram number 1, you may have to write the definition for that. Okay, sir, what is the definition for platform dependent? If you ask me, it is pretty simple definition. I'll just tell like this. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed only in the same operating system, then it is technically referred as what? Platform dependent programming language. Is that clear? Now tell me, I hope by this time, some of them are even guessing the definition of platform independent. Can I write the definition of platform independent? Please do respond. Can I write the definition of platform independent directly? Yes, I want your response. Can I write the definition directly? Can I write? So what you'll write, sir? Platform independent if a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed in any operating system, it need not to be in the same operating system. That means like this here, I'll just tell like this. If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is executed in any operating system, then technically it is referred as what? Platform independent programming language. Best example, Java is there, Python is there. Is that clear for everyone? Shall I proceed further? I want you to respond. Shall I proceed further? Please be very quick. Okay, great. Have you taken the screenshot of diagram number 1? Have you taken the screenshot of D1? Okay, if you have taken the screenshot of D1, I'm going to alter the same diagram for platform independent. Is that fine? Once again, I'm not going to write the diagram and all. That's the reason. Observe properly. I want you to understand, guys. No, I'm telling. I'm going to erase these things. And when it comes to here, oh, okay, let it be there. Next, I'll be erasing these things. And RAM, let it be there. Okay, loader, I'll not be using loader. Okay, next, a C++ compiler, I'll just remove this. Okay, next, I'll be removing this particular high-level language. Okay, all these things, I'll just remove that. Just give me 1 minute of time, guys. Just give 1 minute of time. Okay, fine. Observe. Okay, I think everything would remain same. Computer number 1, computer number 2, 3, 4. Okay, let it be there. And okay, that's great. Microprocessor. Okay, everything would remain same. There is no alteration. Instead of this particular, what I can tell D1, I'll just tell D2. I will tell. This happens to be diagram number 2. And all this, what I have to change, I may have to change the heading. Instead of platform dependent, I'll just tell platform dependent. I'll just tell platform independent. Platform independent. Is that clear? Now observe, instead of considering C++, can I take a Python? Why? Because already people are aware of Python. That's the reason. Can I take Python? Yes, please do respond. Already you people are aware of how the Python file will be executed. That's the reason I'm just taking Python. Will that be fine? I want you to respond. Okay, great. Observe properly. Please observe. When it comes to Python, please tell me what will be the extension of a Python file? We'll see how many of them will tell the proper answer. What will be the extension of a Python file? It's a .py file. It's a .py file. It's a .py file. Okay, very good. It's a .py file. Okay, great. Where I have to write, there is no space. I think here I'll be writing. Okay, no issues. Now tell me which software will be used in order to convert a Python high-level language code into, do you think directly it will be converted into machine level language code? Please do respond, guys. Do you think directly it will be converted into machine level language code? 100% no. That's what I have taught you in the previous session. What will happen? Please tell me what will happen. First, who will come into picture? As I told you, that's the reason I'm asking. Already I have discussed this topic. Python compiler. Python compiler. Okay, what is the duty of Python compiler? I don't think the duty of Python compiler is to take the high-level language code and it will convert it into what? Please do respond. I think already I have written that. Very good. It will be converted into what? Bytecode. Bytecode. Okay. Now tell me, bytecode is a combination of machine level language code plus high level language code. Bytecode is a combination of machine level language code and high level language code. I think already I have explained this one. Correct, right? Now tell me, this bytecode will be converted. This bytecode will be converted into machine level language code and it will be loaded on the RAM using a software. Please do respond. What is the software name? What is software name? Python interpreter. Python interpreter. Now tell me, what will be used? What will be used as a Python interpreter? I want you to respond. I think already I have told you. What will be used as a Python interpreter? Very good. PVM, Python virtual machine. Now tell me, is there any doubts for anyone when it comes to this architecture, whatever I have written in computer number 1? I hope you people will not be having any sort of doubt. Why? Because if you would have attended day 1 and day 2, easily you can tell like this. Now, please tell me, as a developer, I have written the code in one computer. But if I want to send that code to many computers, then many computers might be using many operating system. But observe properly. When it comes to bytecode, as I want you to understand, now only I'm telling, please observe properly. When it comes to bytecode, let me just remove this one. Just give me a minute. I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just remove this. Okay, yeah. Observe. When it comes to bytecode, I will just tell bytecode is platform independent. Platform independent. Sir, what do you mean by this platform independent, sir? You people should tell me. What do you mean by platform independent? What do you mean by platform independent? What do you mean by platform independent? That means irrespective of the operating system, whatever it got compiled, irrespective of the operating system which got it compiled, that means it will not depend on the operating system. Don't you think we can easily provide this machine level language code to the microprocessor? Yes or no? Easily we can provide this machine level language. Sorry. Some small alteration. It is not machine level language code. BC. Sir, why BC? Bytecode, right? Bytecode. Guys, going ahead, I'll tell you why bytecode should be given. Why not machine level language code? Why compulsorily we have to give bytecode while sending the code for peer developers? Why we have to give bytecode? That also I will tell. But as of now, is that clear? Bytecode is platform independent. Now tell me, this bytecode will be converted into what? Machine level language code and it will be loaded on the RAM. From RAM, it will be given to a microprocessor. Please tell me in between. Interpreter will come into picture. PVM. Don't you think PVM will be acting as an interpreter? That's what I'm going to write here. I'll just tell this happens to PVM and this happens to PVM. Now you people should tell me, in this case, I'm damn sure I'll be getting the output. In this case, I'm damn sure I'll be getting the output. Now you should tell me, when it comes to Python code, whatever I have written, the bytecode, whatever I'll be sending for computer number 2 and computer number 3, do you think I'll be getting the output or not? I want you to respond. Do you think I'll be getting the output? Yes or no? 200% yes. Is that clear? Here also I'll be getting the output. Here also I'll be getting the output. Same. Here also I'll be getting the output. That means, now tell me, Python is platform dependent or independent? Python is platform dependent or independent? Very good. Python is what? Platform independent. Platform independent. I hope already people are aware of the definition of platform independent. Is that clear for everyone? I hope already the definition I have taught you. Platform independent. What is the definition of platform independent? If a program is compiled in one operating system and if it is being executed in any operating system, then technically it is referred as what? Platform independent programming language. Is that clear? Please do respond, guys. Is that clear? I want you to respond. One more thing I will ask. One more thing we'll ask. Okay, one person asked this question. That's the reason. Okay, PVM. Is that platform dependent or independent? PVM. I'm not speaking about Python. PVM. Is that platform dependent or independent? Guys, PVM. I don't think in every computer we have to install a new Python, because if I'm installing Python in my laptop, it doesn't mean that you have Python in your laptop. You have to install Python. That means, please tell me now. I hope I have given you the hint. Please tell me. Guys, I have installed Python in my laptop. If I'm installing Python in my laptop, do you think it means same that you have installed Python? No, that means you have to install Python. If you're installing Python, PVM is what? Platform dependent or independent? Very good. PVM is what? Platform dependent. Is that clear, guys? It's a most frequently asked interview question. Now let me just ask few question. If it is platform dependent, your answer should be PD. If it is platform independent, your answer should be PI. We'll see how many of them will tell the answer. C++, what it is? Don't see the board. Don't see the what I can tell whiteboard. Just tell me the answer. Just close your eyes and chat. Why? Because whenever you're texting your girlfriend or boyfriend, maybe you just close your eyes and you just text, right? Same thing. Okay. Bytecode, platform dependent or independent? Bytecode. Very good. PI, platform independent. Machine level language code. Machine level language code. Is that platform dependent or independent? Very good. Very good. Python, platform dependent or independent? Python. Very good. Platform independent. The feature of Python happens to be platform independent. That's the reason for Python. Some of them will call like this here. Write once. Write once. Write once. That means I can just tell it as WO. Write once. It's a feature of Python. Write once. Write once. Run anywhere. Write once. Run anywhere. That means I can just tell like this here. Run anywhere. Run anywhere. For this, we will be calling it as RA. RA. If you combine those things, ORA. ORA means what? Write once, run anywhere. Don't you think? I can just copy this one. See here, I can just run anywhere. How many of them will agree with my point? Yes, please do respond. Write once, run anywhere. Run anywhere. Here also, I have executed the code. Run anywhere. Here also, I can run anywhere. That means write once, run anywhere. The main feature of Python happens to what? ORA. I'll be writing that ORA in a very big letter, that is capital letter, so that people will understand. Write once, run anywhere. I'll just tell ORA. I'll just increase the font size. From this platform independent, what I have to understand when it comes to Python, Python is ORA. If someone is asking why Python is ORA, I hope you people are in a position to tell the answer. Yes, please do respond. Are you in a position to tell the answer? That means write the diagram, explain them why Python is ORA. If they're asking why Python is ORA, you should not tell PORA. Instead of that, you have to just tell the answer. Why Python is ORA. Is that fine? Is that clear for everyone, guys? Okay. Just do one thing. Just take the screenshot of diagram number 2. Take the screenshot of diagram number 2. Okay. If you have taken the screenshot of a diagram number 2, observe. Let me just share you the notes. I would like to share you the notes. I'll just do one thing. I'll just day 3. Okay. Diagram number 2. Below that, you have to write the definition. I think definition is pretty simple. And I'm going to give you some note point. Observe properly. I'm going to give you some note point. Guys, is the text is visible for everyone? I want you to respond. Is the text is visible? Okay, great. Sir, what is the note point, sir? Maybe here I'll just give the note point. Okay, if you want, I can just increase the font size. See here. In case of Python, what will happen? In case of Python, initially the high-level language will be converted into bytecode by Python compiler. Later, this bytecode will be converted into machine-level language code by Python interpreter. In case of platform independent programming languages, it will support ORA property. That means write once, run anywhere. Java is also ORA. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear? Shall I proceed further? If you just tell me to proceed further, I'll just proceed further. Okay, great. Now observe properly. Maybe many of them will be having this doubt. When it comes to execution of a Python program, how many ways are there? In how many ways we can execute a Python program? Already I have shown you first way. In the day one class, I have shown you the first way. Please tell me how many ways are there? You cannot tell many ways. There are only 3 ways. Sir, which are those 3 ways, sir? First one, online editor. Second one, IDLE, integrated development learning environment. If you install Python, by default it will come. Next one, IDEs. So what do you mean IDEs, sir? Integrated development environment softwares. That means plenty of softwares will come. Sir, please give me some examples, sir. As initially, please tell me in the class, I'll not be teaching online editors. Why? Because don't you think already I have taught you the online editor in the day one? Yes or no? If you type Python online compiler or Python online editor, automatically you can just execute a Python program. Yes or no? Please do respond. Correct, right? Yes, there is a difference between IDLE and IDE. IDLE, don't worry. Initial couple of days I'll be using IDLE. Afterwards, I'll be using every IDEs that are available in the market. Sir, which are those IDEs that are available in the market, sir? Could you please tell me which are those IDEs that are available in the market? Sublime Text is there, PyCharm is there, Anaconda is there, Spider is there, Atom is there, Notepad is there, Edit Plus is there, like this. VS Code is there, correct? Like this, I can just mention all the IDs. See here, in class going ahead, I'll be teaching all the IDs. Will that be fine? That means before completing this course, you people should have learned Python in all the IDEs. Initially, maybe 2 to 3 days, I'll be explaining using IDLE. Why? Because IDLE nobody will be using in the industry. Later, I'll be starting with I'll be teaching you with Sublime Text, PyCharm, Anaconda, Spider, everything. Will that be fine? Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. And now tell me in the interview if they're asking, in how many ways we can execute a Python program? What will be your answer? In how many ways we can execute a Python program? Very good. We can execute a Python program in how many ways? Very good. 3 ways. First one, online editor. Sir, when you will be going for this online editor, sir? If you are attending any interview at that point of time, in that system, they would have not installed any IDLE or IDEs. Then you directly just go for online editor. You just execute the program, show them the output. That's it. Maybe in the online interviews and all, don't you think that's what they will tell? If I don't know whether you have taken the online interview or not, that's what they will tell. Open any online editor. Correct, right? Why? Because you cannot use the shortcuts. That's the reason. Okay, next, ideally I will teach. This also I will teach. We'll worry about that. Okay, next what, sir? Next topic is pretty simple. Installation of Python. Guys, this is a very difficult topic in complete Python. It's a very, very difficult topic. Maybe if you're a fresher, you cannot understand how to install Python. Sir, please teach us the difficult topic, sir. Okay, don't worry. I'll just teach the difficult topic. You have to open any browser. Please tell me, is it a difficult task to open any of the browser? It may be Chrome browser, or it may be Mozilla Firefox, or it may be Internet Explorer. In that, please type, observe properly, www.python.org. I want you to tell the answer. That means I want you to tell that website. Let me just do one thing. Let me just copy that website and paste it in the chat box. Everyone see that. Don't click on that as of now. Everyone see that. www.python.org. Afterwards, please click on enter. It will be getting loaded. Download section. Please tell me which is the latest version of Python. I want you to tell the latest version of Python in the chat box. Which is the latest version of Python? At least by seeing that you can tell the answer, right? 3.10.0. You have to mention that. 3.10.0. Click on that. Sir, this is for Windows, sir. Sir, what about Macintosh, sir? Macintosh. Sir, what about other platforms, sir? Click on other platform. If you're using Unix or whatever it may be, just download according to that version. Okay. Is that clear? Now I'm using Windows. That's the reason. I will just click on that. I'll just click on that. I want you to observe properly. Let me just click on that particular downloads. Downloads, okay. I want you to tell me how many MB file is that. Save. How many MB file? I'll just click on show in folder. Next, let me just okay. See here, properties. How many MB file? 27 MB file. Now tell me, installing Python or downloading Python, is that a very difficult task? I want you to respond. Is it a difficult task? Yes or no? That's it. So downloading Python 27 MB file, is that a difficult task? Okay, very good. Now observe properly. After downloading Python, what you have to do, if you ask me, just click on that. Click on that. Now only I'm telling, please listen. While installing, please click on this one. Okay. Install launcher for all the users. Next, add Python 3.10 to path. Click on that. Click on that. Next, install now. Install now. Why? Because I'm not going to install the updated version. Why? Because there is some dependency in my laptop for a couple of projects, whatever I'm running. That's the reason I'm not going to install. After clicking on this, you have to just click on next, 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 next. That's it. Please don't change anything. Is that clear? Guys, please do respond. After clicking on these two checkbox, please click on next, next, next. Now tell me, installing Python, is that a difficult task? I want you to respond. Installing Python, is that a difficult task? Okay, great. Can I expect you to install Python today itself in your laptop? Can I expect you to install Python? Okay, that means the process is what I'm going to write. Observe. And one more thing, guys. After installing Python, how come you will be getting to know whether Python got installed in your laptop or not? It is pretty simple. Go to command prompt. Go to command prompt. That is a shortcut. Windows R. Windows R. In command prompt, you just type CMD. Next, please type Python. Please type Python. If you type Python, if Python is available, then it will display the current version. So here, Python version 3.8.5. That is the reason I have not updated, because there is some dependency in my laptop. That's the reason. Is that clear, guys? You just type Python, or you can just type py, anything, that is up to your wish, but just type Python. If you see like this, Python is installed. If not, Python is not installed properly. Try to install it properly. Is that clear? Let me just close this. I'm going to come back to day 3. How to check whether Python is there or not? Go to command prompt. What is the shortcut for command prompt? Windows plus R. In that, you just type CMD. Next, in the command prompt, you just type Python, and you can just see the version of Python. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, next. Sir, can you just tell me the versions of Python, sir? 100% I'm going to tell you the versions of Python. Right now, whatever you're seeing, what is that version? What is the version? That is November 2021. November or October? October or November? November 2021. Please tell me, what is the version of Python? November 2021. 3.10.0. Like that. 3.8.5 was I have installed in the year 2020 July. 2020 July. Is that fine? That means last year I have installed. It doesn't mean that I have installed Python last year. Maybe at that point of time, 3.8.5. Next, if you want me to give the complete version, please tell me. Officially, Python was released when? Please observe properly. The birthday of Python is what? 1991, February 20th. Version 1.0 got released in Jan 1994. Version 2.0 onwards got released in October 2000. 3.0 onwards version. See here, right now also we are in the version 3.0, 3.8.5, 3.10.0, 3.10.1, like that. 3.x version was introduced in which year? In the interview, if they're asking, what will be your answer? 3.x version was introduced to the market in which year? What will be your answer? I want you to respond. What will be your answer? I think if you just observe properly, you can just tell the answer. What is the answer? Very good. 2008. 2008. You don't remember December and all. You just tell them 2008. That's it. 2002 version. 2008 3 version. That means 8 years difference. That's it. Is that fine? Okay, great. Now observe properly. I want each one of you to understand the next concept. That is a pretty important concept. Okay, sir. What is that important concept, sir? When it comes to flavors of Python, like how in ice cream there are different flavors, and when it comes to something else, there will be different flavors. Similarly, when it comes to Python also, flavors are available. That means, so what do you mean by that, sir? If you are using Python in a C program, if you embedded that, sir, is that possible to use Python in C, sir? That means, is that possible to combine Python and C, sir? Yes. If you are using Python and C combiningly, then it is called as C Python. That means it's a standard flavor of Python, which is used to work with C programming language. Next, observe properly. Sir, is that possible to use Python and Java, sir? 100% you can do that. That's the reason for that. They'll be calling it as what? Jython or JPython. Jython or JPython. Is that clear? Similarly, we can use Python in C#, .NET, all those things we can use Python. For that, we'll be calling it as Iron Python. Don't ask me, sir, why that name has been given. They have given that name. I'm just telling you that. That's it. If Python is used to work with Ruby programming language, then it is called as what? Ruby Python. Ruby Python. Next, if Python is used for large volume data processing, then technically it is called as Anaconda Python. Anaconda Python. Maybe if you are integrating Python with Perl programming language, then it's called as Perl Python. Like that, many flavors are there, but I'm just listing out the important flavors that are available in the market. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? I want you to respond in the chat box. Is that clear? Okay, next. Observe properly. Observe properly. The next topic is pretty simple. I think already you people would have learned this. I'm gonna quickly recap this one. That's it. Features of Python. That means what are the important features of Python as a developer in 2021? Why you have to choose Python? Please tell me. First point. Don't you think it is very simple and easy to learn? Till now, you didn't find any difficulty. Why? Because I didn't taught you the technical concept in Python. That is what I'm going to teach you in the tomorrow session. Please tell me. Python is very easy. That is, it is simple and easy to learn. Okay. Next. Please tell me. Python is, while downloading Python, have I paid any amount? Please do respond. Just now I have downloaded Python, right? Have I paid any amount for that? 100% I have not paid any amount. Freely I have downloaded. That means it is freeware and open source software. Sir, on what basis you will tell open source, sir? See here, Python can be embedded using C. Python can be embedded with Java. Python can be embedded with any other thing. That's the reason it is open source. Is that fine? According to our requirement, we can change Python. Next, when it comes to simple and easy to learn, I'll be writing a couple of points. Just tell me whether you're able to understand or not. I'll just tell some 4 points is what I'll just tell. If it is simple and easy to learn, listen properly. It's like simple English language, human readable. And if it is human readable, readability will be increased. Syntax is very simple. And if it is very easy to learn and very easy to code, it will reduce the development time. And in less cost, we can develop the project. Yes or no? As if it is simple and easy to learn, these many points will come. It's like simple English language, human readable. Readability will be increased. The syntax are very simple. It will reduce the development time, and in less amount of time we can develop the software. Correct, right? And next, freely downloadable. That means it is freely downloadable. That means we need not to pay any amount for that. Next, open source. Python code can be used in Java program. That is the reason JPython. It's a customized version of Python in order to work with Java program. Next, please tell me, Python is high-level programming language or machine-level programming language or assembly-level programming language? That you should tell me. Python is what kind of programming language? Very good. High-level programming language. Python is high-level programming language. Next, please tell me, Python is platform dependent or independent? Python is platform dependent or independent? Platform independent. Platform independent. That means if you develop the software or application using Python in one operating system, then it can be executed in any operating system. As right now, Instagram or Google, all those things, fine. It is developed in one operating system. I can use in any operating system. Next, Python is a compiled or interpreted programming language. Already I have taught you this topic. Hybrid programming language. Python is hybrid programming language. Next, please do respond. We can use Python in any other programming language. That's the reason I can just tell it's embedded. It's embedded. That means we can use Python in any other programming language. Next, please do respond. Python is both procedure oriented as well as object oriented. That means we can reuse the code, as well as it is very secure. Correct, right? That's what I'll write. See here, it is both procedural oriented and object oriented programming language. That means reusability of the code is also there, and it is very secured. Is that clear? Next, please tell me the next very important feature. The next very important feature when it comes to Python, it is portable. It is portable. Sir, what is the meaning of portability, sir? I will not tell you what do you mean by portability as of now. 100% I'm going to discuss at the last. Why Python is extensively used, if you ask me, because of its built-in libraries. Because of its built-in libraries. Is that clear? Python provides a huge list of built-in libraries which can be used in the field of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data science. Is that clear? That's the reason it's a very important feature of Python. Guys, like this, if you just give me one day, I'll be keeping on rating the features of Python. Is that fine? So then what do you mean by this portability, sir? Let's assume that this is my number. Fine, this is my number. I can just tell portability. Example, I'll just take. I'm just giving a simple example. This is my phone number 8553531326. When I bought this SIM card, the network provider happens to be Aircell. I don't know whether you people are aware of Aircell or not. How many of them are aware of Aircell? Have you heard about Aircell? Right now it is not there. Right now it is not there. It has vanished. When I bought the SIM 8553531326, the network provider was Aircell. Later, what I have done, I have changed. I have ported from Aircell to Tata Docomo. From Aircell to Tata Docomo. Next, from Tata Docomo, I have ported to what, sir? I think Geo is what I have ported from Tata Docomo. Next, from Geo, I have ported into Vodafone. From Geo, I have ported into Vodafone. Next, at last, I'm using a very high-speed internet network provider. Wherever you go, you will be having that network. What is that network? I think easily you can guess. What is that? What is their tagline? I forgot their tagline. It's a very crazy tagline that they're having. What is that? Please do respond their tagline. I'll just tell you the tagline. Yes, what is their tagline? I forgot their tagline. I think express yourself or something like that. Okay, sir, what is that, sir? Airtel. That means please tell me the number remains same, but do you think the network operator has been changed? That means same. Python would remain same. You can use Python in many operating system and many system. Is that fine? It will not change its feature. Is that clear, guys? Please do respond. That means in one platform, if it is developed, if you migrate the program to another platform, the feature will not change. It will remain the same. Is that fine? That means I can just write you that. See here. Now tell me how many of them are able to understand what is the meaning of portability. Python programs are portable in nature. In case if we migrate Python program from one platform to another platform, then the feature of Python will not change. It would remain same. See here, the feature of this mobile number will not change. The number will not change. Although I'm changing the network provider, but the mobile number will not change. Correct, right? Is that clear? And the last feature, a very important feature that happens to be Python is a dynamically typed programming language. Python is dynamically typed programming language. Sir, what do you mean by this, sir? When it comes to Java, I can tell Java is statically typed programming language. Sir, what do you mean by this, sir? It is pretty simple. For example, if you want to declare a variable in Java, what do you do? Don't you think you have to just tell like this? Int. Assume that you want to declare a variable A and you want to store some 10 within that variable A. Don't you think you have to declare a variable int A? Similarly, if you want to declare a variable B and if you want to store some 20, don't you think you have to declare the variable called as B as an int? And if you're storing a string, 100%, you may have to declare the data string n is equal to, assume that you are storing some sandesh. Like this, you have to define character, right? Now observe properly. When it comes to Python, these things are not there. That means, sir, how to store 10, 20, 30? Sir, Python is dynamically typed programming language. Based upon the type, whatever you will store within the data, it will decide A is integer, B is integer, N is string. Like this, it will take. Is that clear? We need not to tell what type I will store. Automatically, it will decide. That is the reason dynamically typed programming language. Is that clear? That means unlike other programming language, we are not supposed to specify the type of data while declaring the variable. Rather, the type would be decided by PVM at the execution time or runtime. Hence, Python is called as what? Dynamically typed programming language. Is that clear? Once again, I'm going to read that. Unlike other programming language like Java and all, we need not to specify the type of data while declaring the variable. Rather, the type would be decided by whom? PVM at the execution time or runtime. Hence, Python is called as what? Dynamically typed programming language. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Now, tell me how many points I have discussed. That means how many features I have discussed when it comes to Python. I want you to respond in the chat box. How many features I have discussed? Very good. Don't you think I have discussed 10 features? Dynamically typed programming language, extensively built-in libraries, next portability. It is procedural oriented as well as object oriented, hybrid programming language, embedded, platform independent, high-level programming language, freeware and open source, simple and easy to learn. In the interview, if they're asking this question, how many points you will tell? At least worst case, please tell them some 7 to 8 points. Will that be clear, guys? Please do respond. I'm not expecting you to tell 10 points. If you're telling all the 10 points, well and good. At least worst case, if you forget some 3 points, 7 to 8 points will you tell? Please do respond. Can I expect you to tell some 7 to 8 points? Okay. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Now tell me, in today's topic, in today's concept, that is in today's class, how many topics I have discussed? How many topics I have discussed? How many topics I have discussed? First, what is the first topic name? What is the first topic? A platform dependent. Next topic, platform independent. Platform independent. Next topic, execution of Python program. Next topic, installation of Python. Today only please install Python. Next, versions of Python. Versions of Python. Next, flavors of Python. Next, features of Python. These are the features of Python. See here below are the important features of Python. I have just listed down all the 10 features. I have listed down like this. Is that clear? Please do respond by saying yes or no. Is that clear? Okay. From tomorrow, the actual Python concept will start. Is that clear for everyone? Please do respond. From tomorrow, the actual Python concept will start. Okay. That means I'm going to start with the first topic, that is identifier. All those things I'll just teach in tomorrow's session. Today I thought of taking the identifiers, but it's okay, fine, because so many things I have covered. Is that clear for everyone? Okay, I think one person is telling, sir, today's session was very awesome, sir. We enjoyed. Yeah, going ahead 100%, you're gonna appreciate the content, whatever I have prepared. Guys, the content, whatever I have prepared, maybe what I can tell, maybe if you just find in Udemy or something like that, fine. 100%, nobody will start from basic. Directly, they'll start from the program itself. Correct, right? Guys, if the foundation is proper, 100% you can learn any programming language, not only Java, not only Python. You can learn any programming language in future. Guys, do you think if you are an experienced candidate who is having some 5 years or 7 years of experience in the IT industry, do you think you'll be aware of only one programming language? If you are aware of only one programming language, then you are a waste body. That's what I can tell. Irrespective of if your company is not in a necessity of using the particular language, you have to learn. Why? Because who knows what will happen in future, correct, right? Minimum as a fresher, you should be aware of 1 or 2 programming language. As soon as you get some 3 to 4 years of experience, you should be aware of worst case 3 programming language. Is that fine? It may be JavaScript, or it may be Java, or it may be a Python. So that's up to your wish. Fine. Is that clear? Please do respond. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. And what about the attendance? Have I taken? Please do respond. All your name. One person is telling, sir, I liked your teaching because you're using flowcharts and it's very easy to understand. Yeah, that's how the things should be taught in the class. And thank you so much for your compliments, Rajata. Okay, guys, please do tell me your username in the chat box so that I can record your attendance. Everyone. That's the one I'm telling. It's an initial couple of weeks. That's the reason I'm taking 1 hour or 1.5 hour or 1 hour 20 minutes, something like that. But going ahead, now I'm telling after 1 month, 100% it will be minimum 1.5 hour to 2 hour. Will that be fine? Okay, great. How many of them enjoyed today's session? Yes, sir. I understood all the concept. You should not feel like that. 100% I'll appreciate if you're able to understand. Today itself, please write the notes properly and please update your notes. Is that fine? Okay. And I think I have shared you the notes. I'll be sending you the link to access the notes. Thank you so much. And tomorrow we'll meet. What is the timings for tomorrow? Now, what is the timings for tomorrow? Same, 7 o'clock. Exactly at 7 we'll meet. We'll conclude at 8 or 8:30 or based upon the concept. That's one thing when it comes to my style of teaching. It's purely based upon the concept. I'll be having some what I can tell. I know in a day how much a student can absorb. Fine. Okay, we'll meet you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much. Don't tell me have a nice weekend. No, no. Actually, I'm having a nice weekend. But please attend the tomorrow's session so that we'll have a nice weekend. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.